So have you heard of the hunger hormone, and do you have too much of it? I'm Tiffany. I'm a physician assistant, but I'm also a GLP-1 advocate. So I help people get access to GLP-1 weight loss medicines that do not have access through traditional insurance coverage. So if that's you, head on over to my profile, and there's a link that you can go to help you get access. So the hunger hormone is called ghrelin, and ghrelin is manufactured in your stomach. And what's really crazy is that ghrelin levels tend to be higher in people who are thin or people who have less fat. Now, ghrelin is not something that we can measure when we do routine labs on you, but the level goes up and down depending on what you've eaten and what you've eaten. Now, the opposite of ghrelin is leptin. So leptin is actually made in your fat cells. Leptin makes you feel full. And what's crazy about leptin is that people who are obese or carry around more fat actually tend to have higher levels of leptin. So it would only stand to reason that people who are obese would not eat as much, right? Because they have more leptin, they should be fuller. And this brings to light something very important. When we look at people who are obese or overweight, I think we have this stigma that we think that they just eat too much. But really, in actuality, that's not really true. Most people have a true hormonal imbalance, and one of those imbalances is the imbalance between ghrelin and leptin. And so when those two hormones are imbalanced, you cannot appropriately respond to your hunger signals. So in all likelihood, people who are overweight or obese generally do not eat more than your average person. They just have trouble feeling actual fullness because of something that we call leptin resistance. So GLP-1 drugs can be absolutely life-changing to people that have leptin resistance because they can actually rebalance those hormones. When we get those two hormones rebalanced, then you can actually start responding again, and you can eat when you're actually hungry and then stop when you're full. Most people that are overweight or obese, they tell me one of two things. Either they have trouble actually feeling full or satisfied, or they just really aren't ever hungry. I think it's discouraging because if you're not really ever hungry and you don't really feel like you eat much more than your peers, but then you can't ever seem to lose weight, it's very discouraging. So GLP-1's total game changer, but part of it is because they are rebalancing those two hormones that help you feel hungry and full. So although these two hormones are not something that we generally check on lab panels because they change too much, it is something that we see consistently in people who are obese or overweight. So if this is something that you are thinking about, then there is a link over here in my profile, and you can go to that link right now. And the process is very simple in order for you to see if you're eligible for GLP-1s. So go to the link, check it out, and I hope I can help you.